Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. आज पाकिस्तान पीपल्स पार्टी के पूरी लीडरशिप ने प्राइम मिनिस्टर का APC में पार्टिसिपेट किया था. I would like to congratulate Syed Khurshid Shah Saab, our leader of the opposition, who had called for this APC, for he saw that given the current situation in Pakistan, following the tensions at our border, it was time for the government to take the initiative and forge unity. After lengthy discussions and debate, a mutual statement of support was agreed upon. It is a proud moment for the people of Pakistan कि हर political party एक जगह पर खड़ा है on this one issue. As far as the future of Kashmir is concerned, as far as the freedom of the people of Kashmir is concerned, the people of Pakistan cannot compromise. It has always been the stance of the Pakistan People's Party that there is no military solution to Kashmir. It was a moment of great pride for me to see that the same political parties जो शहीद मोहतरमा बनर्जी भुट्टो को security threat कहते थे, आज सब political parties कह रहे हैं कि peace is the only option. Because we as Pakistanis, we know that freedom for Kashmir can only come through peace. Kashmiris know that freedom for Kashmir can only come through peaceful resistance. It is the Indians who understand that war and terrorism will murky the waters, will distract the world, and they will continue to be able to perpetuate the atrocities that they are carrying out in Kashmir. मैंने वज़ीर आज़म साहब को कहा था कि ये एक यूनिक मोमेंट है पाकिस्तान के लिए. ये एक potential turning point है. इसलिए nobody can disagree that protests in Kashmir that we have been witnessing, I have been discussing since before the Kashmir elections, the atrocities being carried out there. No one can deny that this is a domestic, spontaneous, indigenous movement. So India has lost the moral high ground. The Hindu nationalist government of India and their hardline stance has weakened India's moral position, and a strong and aggressive foreign policy, an assertive diplomacy, an aggressive populist campaign to forge unity at home can win the people of Kashmir their freedom and present Pakistan's case to the world. I believe कि आज हमने वो पहला कदम उठाया है. We have all agreed in the document that as far as Kashmir is concerned, we have found mutual ground. We have also, the People Party, insisted to make a mention of national security, to make a mention of transparency, and to make a mention of national unity. Without national unity, अगर पाकिस्तान यूनाइटेड नहीं है, अगर हम सब मिलकर इंडिया को जवाब नहीं देंगे, फिर हमारा मौक़िफ़ वीक होगा. I have full faith, and the Prime Minister has promised me that certain issues that may not have been in the resolution today will be taken up in due course. The Parliamentary National Security Committee to oversee this country's counter-terrorism efforts was a committee formed in our last government. It had members from both houses of Parliament and both from the Treasury and the opposition benches. It is something for the last 3 years the Pakistan People's Party has been pushing for this government to reintroduce, because it is important to show the world that we are conducting a transparent anti-counterterrorism effort. We see no difference between good Taliban and bad Taliban. We must prove to the world that our priority is tackling non-state actors. And in that, Pakistan People's Party has been consistent. I believe that if there's parliamentary oversight, there will be very little room for India to manipulate the factual positions on the ground here in Pakistan. उसके अलावा हमने CPEC पर भी बात किया था. CPEC is a reality today, or soon to be a reality, because of the vision of President Zardari. President Zardari changed the ownership of Gwadar port from Singapore to China, giving China access to the warm waters. Warna unka access nahi tha warm waters ka. They have a very small Chinese sea. The pura United States South Asian pivot was happening for that reason. By taking this brave, bold decision, the state of Pakistan has allowed China access to warm waters and will inshallah benefit from the economic opportunities that will create, as long as we ensure that the opportunities are not available just for the few, but are accessible to the many. Once again, I'd just like to re-emphasize कि हमने कश्मीर पे, इस issue पे और सिर्फ इस issue पे हुकूमत के साथ दिया है. We have extremely pressing concerns which were raised one way or another in our meeting as well, and will be raised in Parliament. The Pakistan People's Party would like to see Parliament as the platform that is used to resolve these issues. There is no hurdle in the way of national unity. If there is a hurdle in the way of national unity, it's the Prime Minister himself.
पाकिस्तान पीपल्स पार्टी के चेयरमैन बिलावल भुट्टो जरदारी मीडिया से बात कर रहे थे और उनका कहना था कि सियासी जमातों का एक प्लेटफॉर्म पर मुत्तहिद होना फख्र की बात है. कश्मीर इशू पर हर सियासी पार्टी मुत्तहिद है और ये आवाम के लिए बाइस से फख्र है. कश्मीर का फौजी हल मुमकिन नहीं, भारत को मुज़ाकरात करना पड़ेंगे. मसला कश्मीर का कोई फौजी हल नहीं है. इंतहा पसंदाना सोच ने भारत को नुकसान पहुंचाया है, ऐसा कहा पीपल्स पार्टी के चेयरमैन बिलावल भुट्टो जरदारी ने मीडिया से बात करते हुए, और कहा कि भारत को मिलकर जवाब ना दिया तो हमारा मौक़िफ़ कमजोर होगा. भारत कश्मीरियों पर जुल्म करके इखलाकी जवाब खो चुका है. अच्छे और बुरे तालिबान की तमीज के बगैर ऑपरेशन जारी रखना चाहिए और भारतीय जारियत के खिलाफ मुत्तहिद होकर जवाब देने की जरूरत है. भारतीय जारियत का जवाब देने की जरूरत है और भारत को मिलकर जवाब ना दिया तो हमारा मौक़िफ़ कमजोर होगा. कश्मीर के मसले पर पाकिस्तानी कौम कोई समझौता नहीं करेगी. भारत कश्मीरियों पर जुल्म करके इखलाकी जवाब खो चुका है, ऐसा कहा पीपल्स पार्टी के चेयरमैन बिलावल भुट्टो जरदारी ने मीडिया से गुफ्तगू करते हुए, और यह भी कहा कि अच्छे और बुरे तालिबान में फर्क नहीं समझते. कश्मीर का फौजी हल मुमकिन नहीं, भारत को मुज़ाकरात करना पड़ेंगे. इंतहा पसंदाना सोच ने भारत को नुकसान पहुंचाया है. पार्लिमानी रहनुमाओं की इजलास के बाद मीडिया ब्रीफिंग जारी है और बिलावल भुट्टो जरदारी ने पीपल्स पार्टी के दीगर अहम रहनुमाओं के हमरा मीडिया से बात की.
Suppose any internal differences externally. However, the prerogative is on the Prime Minister to forge that national unity. The joint declaration signed by all political parties, including the Prime Minister, states that it is the onus is on the Prime Minister to forge national unity. I have full confidence that the joint unanimous opposition parliamentary bill in Panama that is waiting before the House will now pass without a glitch. Because if the Prime Minister is committed to unity, there is no reason why he won't let this pass.
ये एक ऐसा फोरम था, ये समझती है कि चूंकि फॉरेन मिनिस्टर की वजह से हमारी जो फॉरेन पॉलिसी है वो थी एग्रेसिव नहीं रही और कश्मीर का इशू भी बैक बर्नर पे चला गया. तो क्या समझते हैं एफएम की डिपार्टमेंट होनी चाहिए? और दूसरा
एक सवाल करें, सवाल एक, नो प्लीज, नो सर, थैंक यू, सवाल एक
एफएम की.
देखो, it's very important to have an aggressive and assertive foreign policy. आपने देखा था कि शहीद जुल्फ़िकार अली भुट्टो के वक्त में पाकिस्तान और आइसोलेटेड था, मगर उसने he used the tools available to him. He used an aggressive foreign policy. He went all over to bring support for Pakistan. He used aggressive diplomacy to return land that was occupied by Indian forces and return our troops that were imprisoned in India. So diplomacy works, foreign policy works as long as you have the capacity. It is beyond my understanding why the third-time Prime Minister refuses to appoint a foreign minister. Even today in our briefing, it was highly unfortunate that it's only a foreign secretary that was briefing us on these affairs. I'm sure that he's a very capable and competent gentleman. However, how can you make the best case for Pakistan unless you don't have an eloquent, articulate, empowered foreign minister?
Did you make this debate?
Sorry. आपका सवाल हो।
बिलावल साहब अब ये फरमा दीजिएगा, क्योंकि आपने बात की एक बिल जो है वो सेनेट में मौजूद है, हुकूमत को उसको पहले एक शिकस्त भी हो चुकी है। अगर हुकूमत ने इसकी मुखालफत कर दी है, अगर ये बिल पास नहीं होता तो फिर पीपल्स पार्टी की क्या हिकमत अमली होगी?
देखो, मैं नहीं समझता हूँ कि हुकूमत अभी कोई रुकावट डालेगा। We are now at a stage, he said it at the floor of the House, he said it at his address, the TORs that we have put together are signed by every single member of the opposition. They have either agreed to the TORs while we were drafting the TORs, they've signed the bill in Parliament. So there's only the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister alone that is standing in the way. And since he's already agreed in Parliament that he will allow for accountability, I'm sure that before the end of Muharram, he will ensure that this bill passes in the form that it is.
मुहर्रम के बाद वो इस्लामाबाद का गिराव करेंगे। क्या पाकिस्तान पीपल्स पार्टी इस सूरत हाल में तहरीक इंसाफ की इस्लामाबाद के गिराव की मूव की हमायत करेगी?
और साथ ये भी बताइएगा, आपकी पार्टी क्लेम करती है कि आपका कंटेनर इमरान खान के कंटेनर के आगे होगा।